All right, so we're talking about module 3.2. We're going to get into surface area. We're going to talk about the surface area of a prism. So this is a prism. Prisms have lateral faces. The two bases are parallel and congruent. The tricky thing about the faces is they may not always sit on the base. It could be that it's laying on its side, and that's the base. Our formula for the surface area is surface area equals the lateral area plus 2 times the bases, because we have a top and a bottom. Or another way of thinking about this, and this is not divide, this is just telling you P times H is actually the lateral area. That's how we find it, and I have that formula over here. And 2 times the area of the base. So there's two ways of thinking about it. A lot of times you'll see this one is the generic, this one is the more detailed. To find the lateral area, we take P times H. P is the perimeter of the base, H is the height of the prism. So this big blue thing right here that we've got kind of drawn out everywhere, this is called a net diagram. A net diagram is when you take a three-dimensional diagram or a three-dimensional figure and you undo it. So you cut it along the edges and you lay it flat. So if you can imagine taking like a shoebox and cutting all the corners, those edges that where the two sides meet, and then laying it out, we would have something that looks similar to this. So we're just going to practice finding the lateral and the surface area of the prisms. We're going to use this one here. So our base is 8 by 6, and the height of the prism, the distance between the two bases, is 12 centimeters. So we're going to look at solving this problem for the first one. So I'm going to move the board down just a little bit. We're going to find the lateral area and the surface area of that prism that we looked at. So we're going to start with our formula. I'm going to go with L first. So to find the lateral area, that means I want my perimeter of the base times the height. So I want to go back, and I'm going to slide the board back over. Look at the base. Remember, it is a rectangle, so if this is 8, this back side is 8. If this is 6, this side is 6. So to find the perimeter, it's adding up all the sides. So the perimeter in this case is equal to 8 plus 6 plus 8 plus 6. Well, that's 14 plus 14, so that is 28 centimeters. Now, the height is the distance between the two bases. So our height on this is 12. So now I'm going to plug them in. So L equals 28 times 12. And you grab your calculator and you multiply 28 times 12, and we get that that is equal to 336 centimeters squared. That is the lateral area. That is our L. We were also asked to find the surface area. So again, I'm going to go back. I'm going to slide the board down just for a second. And we're going to actually find the surface area. Well, that's just taking the lateral area that we found and multiplying that or adding that to 2 times the bases. The base is 8 times 6. So to find my surface area, I need to figure out what my base is. The base, that's 8 times 6, which is 48 centimeters squared. So to find the surface area, I take my lateral area, the 336, plus 2 times my bases, because I have 2 bases. I have top and a bottom. That gives me 336 plus 96, and if I add those together, my surface area becomes 432 centimeters squared. Now, we're going to look at a different type of prism. We're going to look at a prism. Sorry, I'm sliding the board back and forth. We're going to look at a prism that has a triangular base, just for something a little different. This one is called a rectangular prism, the first one we did. Now we're going to look at a triangular prism. The bases are triangles. The two bases are exactly the same size. The distance between them is 20 inches, and that's important. That's the height of our prism. So the first thing we have to do is find the lateral area. To find the lateral area, that's the perimeter of the base times the height. The problem with this is that the perimeter of the base, we only know two sides, and we don't know that third side. We have to do a little bit more work. We're going to use Pythagorean theorem to find the missing side of a right triangle. So I have this picture here. This is 10, this is 24. I need to find this side right here. So Pythagorean theorem says 10 squared plus 24 squared equals x squared. X is the hypotenuse. So when we do that, we get 100 plus 576 equals x squared. That's 676 is x squared. We don't want x squared, we want x. So we actually have to take the square root of both sides. And that gives us an answer of 26. Remember, do this on your calculator. So now that I have this side right here is 26, I can find the perimeter of that triangle. So the perimeter is 10 plus 24 plus that 26. That's 50 plus 10 is 60. So my lateral area, I can finish finding that because I can say the lateral area is the perimeter, 60, times the height, 20. That gives me the lateral area. That's the distance around the prism. It's not including the top and the bottom. So when I sit there and multiply those together, the lateral area becomes 1,200 inches squared. Now, we're not done. We only found the lateral area. We have to finish and find that surface area. So remember, the surface area is simply the lateral area plus 2 times the base. Well, I already have that lateral area here, but I need to find the area of my base. So the base is a triangle. To find the area of a triangle, that's 1/2 little b times h. Now, it can get confusing with little b's and capital B's. Capital B means you already found the area. Little b is a linear measurement. So that's 10 times 24. So 1/2 10 times 24. When you put all those together, that's 120 inches squared. Now we are ready to go find that surface area. That's the lateral area, that 1,200 plus 2 times 120. So that's 1,200 plus 240. So our surface area becomes 1,440 inches squared. Okay, so we're almost done. We've done some prisms. Now we're going to look at doing a cylinder. When you're in class tomorrow, we're going to look at doing a composite shape and what that entails. So I'm going to go ahead and slide the swivel over so it looks a little clearer for you. And let's see if that helps. So surface area is defined as the lateral area plus 2 bases. This is what it breaks down to. 2 pi times r times h plus 2 pi times r. And the reason being, if we talk about a cylinder, so here's my cylinder. What shape is the base? It's a circle. If I look at my net drawing for this, if I cut down this side and I unfold it, that's like having one big rectangle with a circle on each side. So that's kind of what your net looks like, because it has a top and the bottom. Those are 2 circles, and then you would wrap it up and fold the tops over. So we're going to find the surface area of this. We're going to, for the third one, find the surface area and the lateral area. Lateral and surface area of the cylinder. Sorry, that doesn't look very clear. Now, this cylinder, this is 3 centimeters, and the height is 9 centimeters. So going to my formula for the lateral area, right here, L equals 2 pi times r times h. Remember, r is your radius, H is your height. You're going to get your handy-dandy calculator out and you're going to multiply that together. And we're going to leave it in terms of pi. So what that means is I'm not going to multiply it by the 3.14. I'm going to leave that symbol in my problem. Now, I want to find my surface area. That's taking the lateral area times 2 bases. Well, again, the base is a circle. And that formula is 2 pi r, or it's pi r squared. So we're going to take the base. That's pi r squared. We know r is still 3. 3 squared is 9, so that becomes 9 pi. Now that we've got all the pieces, we're going to plug them in. So the surface area is equal to the lateral area, the 54 pi, plus 2 times 9 pi. Because the base is 9 pi. 2 times 9 pi is 18 pi. Then I add these together. That's 72 pi centimeters squared. And that is my total surface area. If the directions ask you to round, that means you would want to take 72 times 3.14. If it doesn't ask you to round, please leave it just like this. Now, last thing I want to talk to you about, what if they didn't give this to me as 3? What if they told me this whole thing here was 10 centimeters? Please remember that if you go all the way across the circle, that's the diameter, not the radius. So we would have to take the 10 and divide it by 2 to get the radius. So take good notes, make sure you have it all written down, and we'll look at some composite shapes later and we'll practice more tomorrow.